David MD, and this is the DAMD Podcast. The views and opinions expressed on the DAMD Podcast do not necessarily represent the official policies or positions of any agency or business. Now let's start the show. And this is you're the first triple.
Oh geez, yeah, you better like wait along. You burned me out, dude. Like people are tired of seeing my face on the show.
Fucking, it's gonna be hard doing our bomb later today.
I saved a couple. I have a couple stories that I was more ashamed to tell, but honestly, we could share.
So we'll be hitting those up.
We'll hit those. We'll get there. Hey, I got a box of donuts, if you wish.
Absolutely, man. Let's open that up real quick.
They're like gourmet style.
Ooh.
So, I believe Amy's Donuts has been around for years. Nothing's been bitten, just torn.
Just licked.
Yeah. But I got like a German chocolate. I forget what that one is.
It looks like a coffee grounds. Somebody just went.
Oh, yeah, it's a mocha. You're right.
Really? Okay.
Actually, that one might be mocha. That, regardless, almond joy, some blueberry thingajang.
Ooh, blueberry.
And that little piece there is the chunky monkey.
Nice. I might hit up that blueberry, homie.
Yeah.
Okay. Stay behind the glass.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have moved to Saturday mornings for the podcast recently. So no beer, but we will have our sugar breakfast today. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I do that? There we go. Nice. Although I do have some Coronas upstairs.
I mean,
9 o'clock drinking.
I think Modelo's better anyway, so whatever.
I went to a bar yesterday. They didn't have either my go-tos, Budweiser or Corona. I was like, why are we even here? If you don't have those two, can you even consider yourself a bar? But I think
this hat.
One of the challenges as a stand-up is, a lot of people equate doing stand-up after dark. They feel like the funny is after dark. And it felt kind of weird doing this on Saturday morning. Is like, sun's going up, people are coming off of their Friday nights and everything. But I was thinking, like, no, this will take us back to when we were kids, when we used to wake up Saturday morning for cartoons.
Yeah, Saturday morning cartoons. I remember waking up for that. I remember being crushed, not understanding daylight savings time.
Yeah, fuck daylight savings time.
And then it's like an hour later, so the schedule's an hour back, something like that.
I'm always confused by the fucking... We're like, we lose an hour. Like, what does that mean? What time is it?
I just remember waking up for Pokemon, and Pokemon wasn't on when the clocks said it would, because the hour changed. And for a child, that, that's... I was a blessed child for that to be one of the worst things that happened at like 5.
Yeah. Yeah. Of all spectrums of things that can go wrong as a 5-year-old, that's pretty light. What the crazy thing is now, there's no need for Saturday morning cartoons anymore. Actually, you got Hulu. You got all these like streaming things.
Yeah, you don't have to wake up early anymore.
Yeah.
So now 5-year-olds are going on benders and waking up at 11 in the morning.
I'm jealous.
I mean, yeah, these 5-year-olds, they don't know how good they have it.
So you said Pokemon. When did you graduate high school?
09.
Okay, yeah. So you're full
I was
high school behind me.
Yeah, I was there as a kid when Pokemon first came out.
Okay.
I saw the first season when I was I don't even remember the years, but yeah.
I graduated in 05, and in the late 90s, I was just out of the age range for when the original Pokemon was doing like their age group, because you see like 50-year-olds now liking, Pokemon and everything. I remember burning Pokemon cards like in middle school. Now I'm looking back, I'm like, I could have possibly burned like $100 card.
Some of them could have been.
That's fucking nuts, dude. I was going through my Chrome. They recommend like articles and everything too. Were you into Magic back in the day? Magic the Gathering?
That was more of a college thing.
Yeah. Somebody found I think it was $50,000 card. Yeah. So this guy, I guess he was at a lot sale or whatever, where the business was selling off the rest of their merchandise because they're going out of business. Right. And it was a white cellophane package. That tells you how old this show. This is probably like first edition, like the original like probably the original mass release and everything.
Right, before they did like the foil with the pictures and stuff,
Yeah.
it was just in a clear.
Well, no, it was in the like how you would have saw it back in the day. Like, oh, here's a what do they call those? Like, it's a pack of 10. It's just like a not expansion pack, but like a
Booster box or
even smaller than that. Like literally a pack of 10. So this guy, he bought it. It had like a $3 like label on it, and he's
Okay.
like, I don't know what's in this, but as soon as I open up this this package, I'm already losing money because like.
Right.
You know, they want to keep the toys and the fucking all that stuff.
Yeah.
So this guy found a way on the internet where I guess you can hold the packet on its corner or on its edge and shine a light because the packaging was so thin that you can literally shine a light in there and figure out what was going on. This motherfucker found the rarest card in that release. It's fucking $50,000, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, all I knew in high school was Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay.
And that one like started kind of strong and then just turned over on its face. It just got like you couldn't have a card that didn't have 2.5 paragraphs on it, and it was just getting like
All the descriptors of what the card does.
Because the game was very like I have this card now kind of style, and you just bought the most the badass cards, and then you would win the game. And then they said, okay, we got to pull this back and give them limitations and complicated effects. And then you're just reading a paragraph and a half in like hairline print. And I'm like, this isn't fun anymore.
It's like, when did this game turn into a book club? Like,
Yeah, like this is too much. And everyone was getting bored of it too. And like, it's then college.
what was Yu-Gi-Oh? What was the premise?
It was all just an anime designed to sell a stupid card game. Like you just make monsters and you have traps and things, and nothing costs anything to play except like the big daddies. That you just put a monster, sacrifice some bigger guy. That's it. And like Magic just has so many more aspects to it. Like each color has its own way of doing things, and now that I know it more, it's actually kind of interesting. But
So you'd say Yu-Gi-Oh is more one-dimensional, two-dimensional.
yeah,
not
it's
really
better.
fleshed
Like
out.
it's for a kid who doesn't know how to play card games.
Just love smashing it down like dominoes.
Yeah, he's like,
bam!
I got the Blue Eyes deck. Here we go. Like,
The one thing I bought this recently, was Pokemon Snap for the Nintendo 64.
hell yeah, bro.
While I was in middle school, that was when like Pokemon was doing this initial thing. I was like, man, this shit's gay. Da, 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 da. Use my 90s slang and all that. And my neighbor across the hall, she was a hot little chick. I had the hots for her and everything. She's like, you should come over and play on Nintendo 64. I was like, oh yeah, I love playing Nintendo. She's probably gonna play like GoldenEye or some shit.
Right.
We're not playing GoldenEye.
No.
We pull out Pokemon Snap, and I was like, man, this is gonna be fucking lame. But she literally played it for like 5 minutes. I was like, this game's pretty badass. And you just go around taking pictures. Who would have thought taking pictures would be that fucking badass?
I mean, that was one of the coolest games of the time.
But wasn't what was the name of the game on might have been on the 360. It was a zombie game where you get dropped in a mall, and then you take pictures because there's a photographer.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
I think I might
Living
be mixing
Dead or some shit.
Maybe I might be mixing it up with one that's a similar premise, taking pictures of ghosts and stuff. I've seen clips of like people.
Yeah, that's an actual horror game. This one was like a comical like zombie, like
a comical zombie photography game.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure what that
Well,
was.
we're on the damned. Why don't we look it up? As I get this icing off my thumb. But are you a big gamer?
I used to be. And so my parents got me like a lot of Nintendo systems growing up. I got the 64 and GameCube.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
64 is fucking bad.
that one had so many good ones. Like
Xbox.
Like you play Smash? Did you?
Mm-mm.
No? That's like a different kind of fighter game too. This is not about like knocking their health down. You build their damage up and knock them farther the higher their damage percentage is.
Yeah. I've seen a bunch of people playing it. It's just it never really pulled me in. I'm thinking of Dead Rising.
Dead Rising, I've heard of it.
Yep. You actually took pictures. It's basically like a even more in-depth.
Do you still fight zombies? It looks like you do.
Oh, yeah. So, let's see. This guy, the guy holding the TV, he's a photographer getting dropped in because like this town gets like closed off and everything.
Yeah.
So he's gonna go in there and like get the big news story and everything. But when he goes in there though, his helicopter like flies off and he's just like, well, I guess I'm kind of fucked. So you're fighting off the zombies with like all this crazy stuff, but you're also taking pictures for like your newspaper and everything. So, but sometimes you can literally get like a snowblower and like rip through like 1,000 like zombies because like the density of like zombies on there is pretty much accurate to the game. So,
and you would just go into like a store and just get their store supplies and just mow down.
Yeah,
I think I've seen some like clips or ads for that game.
I don't know why that reminds me. I think it's just the photography aspect.
Oh yeah, I mean Pokemon Snap. How many? Like photography is an odd one because normally you're getting the camera to like take pictures of stuff that exists, and someone was like, "Hey, I made this up. Go take pictures in the thing I made up." Like it's all my drawings, but take pictures of them, please.
One of the things I'm trying to do, I have to get my Nintendo taken care of, is I'm struggling with the HDMI splitting right now and everything. Yeah. I would love to have for the Bomb podcast because talk about the bomb-ass decade, the 90s.
Right.
I would love to have my 64. There's so many fucking numbers associated right now with video games. I like to have my Nintendo 64 hooked up and then do like just a 10 kill like GoldenEye real quick.
Okay.
Just to watch that on the podcast. I think would be fucking badass.
You'd kick my ass because I played it like once.
Well, I haven't played it in forever, so I might have a little advantage being like a first-person shooter, but probably not that much.
So I'm better with keyboard mouse on the first-person shooters because like when I look over there, I pick myself up and drop myself off at the spot I'm looking. Yeah. Just like the mouse does. Just like I don't push myself on a rolling chair and then slow down exactly at the right time.
Yeah, with joysticks,
that's the
fucking
joystick aspect. I don't like it.
Holy shit! It's
I don't know how people can just run around no scoping all day on a joystick.
That's what. Fuck it. Why do they leave or let no scoping and quick scoping? Like, why do they allow that to happen?
I mean, so I'm okay with have your limitations. So maybe make scoping like slower. But if you can like make that little dot hit the person exactly, like whatever, you did it. Yeah, but, I mean, like they. I don't know,
I think I'm grounded in realism. It's like nobody's running up front line with like a sniper rifle, just like popping people like in the real world.
Make it harder to no scope then.
That's what I'm saying.
Just make it harder. Not impossible.
But like, because for those that don't know, quick scoping is basically taking advantage of the auto like aiming. Is like if I'm aiming like to right of your shoulder, but if I do it fast enough, there's a split second where the game realizes that you're near your target, but you're not on your target.
Yeah.
But that quick scope is taking advantage of that, where you're popping that shot off right before it adjusts to where you should be. And the Call of Duty, like one of the original modern Call of Duties, I think it's like Call of Duty 2, they saw this as a blip. They're like, oh, we should get rid of this. But like, it was so popular doing that they're like, fuck it, we're gonna do it. So even now, like in 2021, if they come out with a new Call of Duty, it's always gonna have quick scope on it just because it's so popular. But I was like, it's not realistic, motherfuckers.
I mean, I was a big fan of Doom, and you would get like 10 different guns and like 600 rounds, like 100 rockets. Like who put that in a backpack? Like,
did you play two games that I thought were fucking badass when they were out? Was Red Faction, the original one.
Never played.
And Fear.
Oh, dude.
Fear's fucking badass. Because you're a computer gamer. That's how you know Fear.
Yeah, that's how I know Fear. Yeah, they got the quick time thing going on, like slow-mo, just like Matrix did, which...
Speaking of the Matrix stuff, Max Payne. Yeah. The very first one. That was badass. I think that was on computer first, too. But I liked what Fear, though, had that rail gun. So you can literally like nail people to like the wall.
Oh, yeah. That was a little... Just, like, that game was just so spooky. And the
That's
AI,
like the creepiest shit ever. You'd walk through, because it was more of the psychological part than it was a shooter, but it had more psychological weight to it than the actual like challenge of shooting.
right?
And you go through like ductwork and see that fucking girl. You're just like,
like you just your heart just gut sinks every single time, and just like.
What I hate though, I tried putting it on that computer. It's so old that it wasn't formatted for widescreen. So when you do go to that widescreen, it's like everybody's fat and everything. So I was like, damn. I wanted to play that.
Yeah, that's not as immersive.
Yeah. That's also gonna be the challenge though when I start doing the 64. Is that was definitely during the bubble screen days and not, you know. One of the HDMI hookups I have, you can put it to, I think it's 16:9. I think is widescreen ratio. Okay. But again, everything's fat. Like, why would you?
Yeah, why would you make it so weird and stretched out?
That's what. So yeah, you said you graduated in 2009, so you probably remember the bubble screen, the square.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember when you'd bring home a videotape and you didn't realize it was widescreen until you start playing it, and then it has the huge fucking black bars above and below?
I mean, yeah. I've seen a few where like. Why is the movie so thin?
Yeah.
And because the widescreen used to also mean short screen.
Exactly. You'd literally lose the top and bottom third. And so, being a kid, because I graduated in 2005, so I had a little more exposure to the non-HD like TVs. I don't understand why people record video vertically now. It's like you have a wide screen, and you're just giving the exact same frustrations that we had 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, because now I have the middle third going up and down.
Yeah, and it seems like so common that people are just like, okay, and like they think the phone is like that's not the prime video experience here. Like this is just to get you around.
When my wife and I celebrated our first anniversary, I took a song. It was an amazing song. I found it on believe it or not, a UFC commercial. It's really fucking good. But I took all of our memories from our first date to our wedding day.
Okay.
Turns out a lot of those barbarians that were at our wedding were doing it vertically. So it was a challenge taking... So it was a bunch of still frames, and if I had video to correlate with like me proposing, our wedding, other stuff like that, I would put it in there. So I'd go from like these the still pictures are probably like the first 90 seconds of it. It was so easy to like fill that in.
Right.
But as soon as you start getting that vertical recording, I'm like, fuck, now
you just gotta like put something to the side of it, like a 30-minute credit reel. And just
thank you for everyone recording.
Thank you for everybody recording. Here's this person, and then just have like a whole biography to fill it out.
Yeah.
It's like, so this person really likes hunting ducks and driving his four-wheeler and taking vertical videos.
Yeah, like an asshole. You could do it like in biopics, like the movies. At the end, it's like, oh yeah, he then served 20 years in prison or something.
Oh yeah,
Just have like their life story
like
on the
while
side.
the video's going, throw more vertical pictures and then mix and match, and then it looks like a photo album. We're back to before TV.
It was so frustrating.
Here's a scrapbook.
What I liked about that though is it gave me an idea of how editing the podcast would go. It is easier to edit the podcast, but like for the vertical video, what I had to do was crunch down to square. I wasn't able to fill out the whole thing because by the time you got tight to what you're wanting to look at, you're starting to lose some of the substance in there.
Yeah,
so.
It starts getting a little fuzzy.
Yeah. So if you want to get exposed to video editing, try to do a collage of your fucking
if you want
3 years.
Yeah. So, and just start tilting your phone over.
Nice. You said you're buying a home here, right?
I bought a home.
Oh shit! Congrats! How recently was that?
That was we closed end of February and gradually moved in through like middle of March.
Nice, congrats, man. How many bedrooms?
2.
Nice. It's gonna be good. You gonna start your own podcast?
I'm gonna try to like make my own music studio.
Oh, nice.
And I got one of those Shure brand SM57s. I hear it's great for guitar, so for voice, but it's better than anything I've used so far.
Nice. I knew when I saw you at the beginning of 2020. I think I saw you with a guitar once. But once I came back to the scene, I've only seen you do stand up. Just you.
Yeah.
And what was it, 2 weeks ago?
Yep.
At Threes, you did. I was like, George with a guitar is an interesting experience.
Well, so me doing silly stuff on guitar is kind of new still.
Okay.
I've played for serious music like 13 years now, but started back in high school. I'm decent now, but I just kind of keep that hidden since I'm still working on it. Came to 3Es though, and I'm gonna do one of my silly songs, and it's
you do a variation of Delilah. I think it
hey
is.
there, Delilah. I played the original 2 chords, doo 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 doo, and then like I just throw in like all chromatic notes, just all the wrong notes, just make it very circusy, like just dropping down real like fucked up style.
What I loved was you didn't have a distortion pedal, so like right as you're getting to your chorus, you had to pause for a second, hit your distortion.
Oh yeah, just flip the switch a little bit because this is the original amp I started with in 2008. Like that is the little guy there, the Roland Microcube. It's so perfect for what I needed it for, and like I thought, like the comedic timing of just like
the awkwardness of doing it. Well, no, so I've known you as a comedian that you do a really, really good job of staying in character, even when like the crowd is like, "What the fuck is going on?" And when I saw you get up on stage with a guitar, I'm like, I know that's coming. I know you're gonna be George up there, and there's gonna be some confused motherfuckers with this. So I think so. When I do stand up now, I have the phone that I do daily, but I also have a comedy phone just dedicated to recording.
Yeah.
So on the regular record, I have you. Unfortunately, it was in 1080. I didn't look at the settings. It could have been in 4K.
I mean, 1080 is okay though.
Exactly. A lot of people are cool with 1080.
Yeah, like I could have had 480. I could have like that's what
VCR quality.
Yeah.
But so I'm recording that, and I'm starting to realize, like, oh yeah, most of these people haven't seen George live. So I busted out my other phone, like my actual real phone. I started recording audience interpretations of your music. It was fucking hilarious seeing some of the people like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, because then it just like eventually evolves into Pantera riffs and just like so like, hey Delilah, I miss you, and then just gets really fuck you then, and just those 2 paragraphs you get if you ignore that dude. And that's what I did. It was fun to do that.
There is a creepy aspect to the original Delilah song.
I mean, what's it like? I miss you so much.
Yeah. And then you're just like, fuck it. I'm going to go to jealous, homicidal.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way about Wonderwall. Like, oh, maybe you're going to save me. Maybe you're the guy that's going to save me.
Some lyrics.
Like,
you're just like, what the fuck?
I respect Oasis a little more hearing that they hate the song now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, all right, cool. You know the crime you have committed to society.
Not just that, to general guitar culture.
Oh yeah, because
so many assholes. Just like
I'd rather you play Stairway now. Like,
never hate on Stairway.
Stairway it's just overplayed. That's the only thing wrong with it.
It's such a nice song, but yeah, it's every asshole knows how to play it.
Yeah.
Literally, if I pulled my guitar off the wall right now, it'd be the very first. Because I have this terrible knack of picking up a hobby or something, and I plateau really, really quick.
Oh, I mean, you just hit a wall, just like any other skill.
Yeah. But mine's really quick, and I'm just like, I've been playing guitar since, 2001.
Oh.
And I can play 2 songs beginning to end.
You should get into metal. They shred, dude. Like even just the riffs.
Well, actually, what got me into Led Zeppelin was playing the guitar. Because when I first picked up the guitar, I was listening to Limp Bizkit, Korn, System of a Down.
Okay.
I wasn't able to hear exactly. But the problem with that was it was difficult for me to hear like the actual chords being hit.
It's a lot of power chords and bar chords.
Exactly, and I didn't know that.
Yeah, new metal is just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I did though, a friend of mine had a CD. I was like, I'm gonna borrow this. The last song on there was Stairway, and I was like, oh, I can actually understand
Yeah.
when the chords are being struck.
Yeah, because that one's actually like doing 2-note harmonies and
Yeah.
like mixing it like a musician would. Like,
Like a true artist.
yeah, like a true.
You ever read any Jimmy Page interviews? He is so up his own ass. It's hilarious.
I've not. I still hold him high regard in my head. So,
do you know much about Zeppelin history?
not too much. Like I heard kind of how they got their name. It's like, oh wow, you're heavy like lead, but light like a Zeppelin. That's our name now.
I think it's the Rolling Stones said that this band's going to go over like a Led Zeppelin. There's
Okay, like a little tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just found, again, Chrome just giving me like random fucking articles. One of the guitars that Jimmy Page, he didn't want to tour with the first 2 years in Led Zeppelin because like he loved the guitar so much.
Right.
Because he was afraid he was going to get stolen.
Oh.
The very first tour that they go stateside, it's fucking stolen when they're flying from like Canada to like States and everything.
And
they just found that guitar like in the last 5 years.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's neat.
It was a late 60s Black Beauty. You know, the 3 fucking pickup Les Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Gorgeous fucking guitar.
I mean, if you brought up the picture, I'd be like, I've seen that.
Yeah, usually when Guitar Heroes hear Black Beauty, they know exactly what's going on. But Les Paul Black Beauty.
Oh yeah, that's classic right there.
Yeah, that's an amazing
that.
guitar. Gibson. Look at that. That's
Look at that
$7,000 guitar.
Look at the gold trimming on that. Like,
yeah, bro. But Jimmy Page, he toured, or no, he tried not to tour with this because he knew that it was a high commodity, a hot commodity. It's a 57 Black Beauty. I think his main player was a 57 too. But he also put a whammy bar on there.
Okay.
So, I think the guitar was stolen, changed hands one more time, and that person sat on it forever. He was a punk like band guy.
Okay.
It was rumored that this guitar was the Black Beauty because when it was taken, Led Zeppelin bought ads through the Rolling Stone magazine for the next 10 years to get this fucking guitar back, and they never got it back.
Dang.
But this guy, he's like, I don't like the way this pickup is, or the whammy bar is playing. Jimmy Page. So he had it switched. So when they recovered it, they had to bring it back to, this is one of my favorite, where the fuck is it? Favorite performances of these guys. Fuck Pinterest. Yeah. Amazing fuck guitar. They put, what did he put on? He put a rose on there. Apparently rose doesn't go really well with
the Floyd Rose.
Yeah. Doesn't go really well with Les Pauls and everything. So.
Shame. I got a Floyd Rose on my Ibanez, and it's not bad.
Nice. So your Ibanez electric guitar, 6-string?
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's the one I started with. I also have an Ibanez 7 that I've been messing around with. I got that off another guy. It's got like a little rust on like a couple of edges, like the metal piece. It's not. It still sounds pretty good. It's just on the clip at the top.
Okay.
So the rest of it's still pretty solid.
When I hear rust with a guitar, I cringe, man.
I mean, it's not the best, but it's just up there on like it's just an old like the Floyd Rose grip is missing or something.
Okay.
I never need the whammy bar. Honestly, it stays in tune, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah, and that's the tuning issue. I finally found out. So I've had this Les Paul on the wall since 2013. And every Les Paul, I think that's the second Les Paul I've ever owned, there's a tuning issue with the third from bottom. And I just thought, I was like, man, I keep getting these shitty... Because, like, when you get a guitar, it's random factors if it's going to be a good guitar or not. It does have the right glue on it, does it have the right wood, all these factors. And I just thought, fuck, I just got another clunker. Right. Turns out Les Pauls actually have that problem. Because you know the tuning head, how... they split off.
Like left and right side.
Yeah, so you have your top 3 go to the left, you have your bottom 3 go to the right. Apparently because the third string is like one of the longest and thinnest, it struggles to get over the bridge right there at the head. So you actually have to properly lubricate it and you're good to go. Because as soon as you bend, because that one's not properly taken care of right now, if you were to bend the shit out of that string, it'll be like a half note down or even a full note down. But yeah, it just turns out you have to lube that bitch. So.
Oh, well, I haven't needed to do that with my Ibanez's yet, and they got the flush knobs.
Yeah, they got the old retro 80s head to them, don't they?
I mean, it's got like whatever like slope to the shape. It's got like
I'm thinking Jackson's. Never mind.
Swoopy triangle.
Nice.
Yeah, no, it's pretty sweet.
So when you were learning to play guitar, like what drove you? What genre were you like?
Big metalhead. When I started was around the same time I discovered System of a Down and Megadeth.
Okay.
So they were like the bridge into playing more technicals, because System, a lot of new metal, just do 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 do, like that's easy to play. And then Megadeth, I actually learn about more than power chords. They do a lot of like thirds. And that's like just like you can make a chord with 2 or 3 notes, and that kind of like started me thinking that way.
Yeah.
So
I didn't really get into Megadeth too much. System of a Down though I could talk about for a while.
I know a lot of their songs by heart, singing.
What would you consider your favorite album from System of a Down?
So part of me loves the rawness of their first album.
Okay.
And
so I like the artistry of their double album. The
double album is
15 fucking years gone, dude.
Yeah.
These guys haven't released anything since.
They have, and they have 2 singles that just dropped like last year.
Wait, what?
Not a lot of people talked about it.
Okay. Not that good, or just not that publicized?
Not that, like, not my favorite. It seemed a little like, I don't know, just.
What if they had it laying around? They're just like, fuck it.
Well, I know that like their guitarist was in another group, and a lot of the riffs he was coming up with, he was using for that instead.
Okay.
So they just weren't writing together. And then they just tried to write together recently, and I think they just don't have their rhythm right now. They don't have the same chemistry that they started with.
That's like that double album, Mesmerized, Hypnotized.
Yeah, that's the other side. I love their vocal harmonies. I heard someone say, and I agree, that just listening to System will teach you how to harmonize and sing your own notes with stuff, because they just get so pretty. Like,
well, that's the great thing with those guys is they go really hard in the paint with the Savage, just like
yeah.
But then you have it's not Serge Tankian, it's
Darian
Malakian, I believe.
Yeah.
He uses that not Middle Eastern sound, but that traditional.
Oh yeah, he does put a little like that twang into it sometimes.
Yeah.
What's
the fucking name I'm looking for him? Because some of them are from Iraq. God damn, I can't think of System of a Down's people right now. But a nice old school sound, like a traditional, like folky sound from a region that I can't fucking name right now. Armenian.
Ah.
Yeah. Because like half of Hypnotized Mesmerized is actually about the Armenian genocide that the Turks allegedly committed. Because the Turks still have not acknowledged that they, basically committed the first genocide in modern history. So
it's nobody's business but the Turks.
Was
different band. That's They Might Be Giants.
Yeah, not Istanbul, but
Istanbul is Constantinople now. It's Istanbul, not Constantinople.
I bet you half of the people that listen to this podcast, I went straight over their fucking head.
You should know though.
Know your music history. But yeah, just the fucking creativity from that. Toxicity is one I picked up.
Okay.
So it was right as I was coming back from Germany. My dad was stationed in Germany, came back. That was right when that album was hitting. September 11th was like right there too. When did Toxicity come out? I think it was the summer of 01. BYOB. God damn, I love that fucking song.
Yeah, that was one of the first that really got me into them. Because like all 5 albums were out by the time I discovered them.
Toxicity dropped. Oh, so you're post 05 before.
Oh yeah, like 05 is when I started high school, and so
September 4th.
Wow.
Dude. how shitty of a so like you plot that like sweet, we got this fucking album out. Then like the world's worst day happens the next week.
Gee, yeah, that's a rough one.
Fuck, dude.
But it was a classic album. Like I have no qualms with any of that. Like
Let's
that's
see, where's the
that's a
tracks
great
on
piece.
there? They don't have a track listing. Oh yeah, Prison Song right out the gate.
Yeah, that one, like that bridge.
Dun. Dun, dun, dun,
Oh
dun,
yeah,
dun,
just the
dun,
whole
dun.
dun and like you like take a nap and like that's
Yeah. I was plugged in my Bluetooth earlier this week, and that was the song that got dialed. I was like, "This is the worst song to check that your Bluetooth is working because it's dun." I'm like, fuck, what's wrong? Where's it? Dun dun. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So fucking annoying. Needles, Deer Dance.
Oh yeah, I love Deer Dance. That one's completely clean. I almost sang it for karaoke once.
Nice.
Yeah.
Deer Dance.
With the deer dance, with the helmet, fierce, trained and appropriate for the malcontent.
This is Pushing Little Children. Yeah.
With their fully automatic.
So when the craziness that happened in 2020 with like BLM and everything, police hostilities and everything, I was like, somebody had to have taken all of these little snippets of this, like, oh, police brutality, some crazy shit and everything. Somebody had to put that over Deer Dance, and it is out there.
It is.
It's there's a video out there. It's just fucking amazing with Chop Suey. I remember the first time I heard Chop Suey, I was in an FYE.
Oh.
And this was, it had to have been, because they probably put out the Chop Suey single before the album dropped.
Right.
I was like, this is giving me a headache just because it's so fucking, like, I wasn't that hard in the paint yet with music.
Yeah.
And then a couple of months later, somebody's like, hey, have you heard this album? I'm going through, and I was like, oh, that's the song that gave me a headache like a month or two ago. But Chop Suey is just fucking bonkers.
I love Science.
Yeah.
Psycho has failed our world. Science has failed our mother. Spirit moves through all things. Spirit moves through all things. Okay.
And that's the crazy thing too with the System of a Down is you'll get some goofy fucking songs in there, but then you get like some super heady, like Cigaro on Hypnotized Mesmerized.
That one is so goofy.
Yeah, my dick's bigger than yours and all that shit.
My shit stinks better than yours.
And then you get like BYOB goes so hard in the paint on so many levels.
Yeah.
Is that like goddamn, he's already hitting like super fast. And then what I love with BYOB is the chorus, because that is down down da da down 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 da 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 da. Like if you don't like start fucking bobbing your head, you don't have a fucking pulse.
So, yeah.
I wish YouTube wasn't so fucking stingy with copyrights, because we would be
we
blasting
could.
that right now.
Yeah, it's a good time when we do. Yeah, I didn't start with those guys though. Before I picked up a guitar, the first music was like Rammstein.
Damn.
Like, just really like, because like I wasn't exposed to anything really. Like my mom listened to ABBA and Christmas music.
You are my dancing queen.
And my dad, yeah, exactly. And my dad kept all his like Doors and Led Zeppelin a secret. Like he has all those albums. I found out in college. It's like, wait a second, I could have known what good music was. And like I found the internet, and there's like a stupid cartoon on Newgrounds has like Asha Zu Asha. And I got into Rammstein first because I was like, oh, you can be badass like this? What?
So with Rammstein, because they speak nothing but German.
Just German.
Did you look up those
English.
lyrics? Or, really?
Oh, yeah. So that was weird because my parents did not like me listening to like dirty music. I was like, hey, I heard about the Prodigy. And she's like, smack my bitch up. No, you're not listening to that. But I have 5 albums by Rammstein, and they got songs like Book Dish, Bend Down. They got one's Zwitter is Hermaphrodite, And like the end of the bridge is, and I won't even be disappointed when you tell me to go fuck myself. Like, but it's in German, so
exactly.
it's like that's ask no questions. Like, all right, he's not programming his brain, so something like that. Just misplaced aggression.
Did you get in trouble for any albums as a kid?
No, because like it was like.
Well, Grant, you're covered under German, language and everything.
Right. And there was another band I got into, Termion Catalats.
The fuck?
They are a Finnish version of what Rammstein does, like a little harder, a little more industrial. Turmion.
ION.
There with the umlauts.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's a name.
Yeah. So they're I'm not the biggest fan of how they sound now. But when they started, they were just way angry, like Rammstein with an extra testicle. Like
hard to walk around with an extra testicle.
Yeah, just and it's like Finnish. So another language, they literally.
I think Joe Bear's into his Finnish metal too, death metal.
Yeah, I mean these guys are kind of basic, but when you're a high schooler, and that's the most badass thing I've ever heard at the time. So that got me started, and then
I never went that hard in the pain. Even like the hardest, I was like, let me just find the most aggressive stuff. Let's see, where was I? It's been like 2013ish. Slipknot as far as I went, because Slipknot's got kind of like the angry voice stuff, but it's not too far gone. Where
I mean, they especially their first couple albums, they were all aggression,
but somehow the vocals still didn't lose me.
Well, the vocal, we'll see. A lot of aggressive music is just it's all about the riffs.
Yeah,
and just
and that's where you lose me.
Yeah.
There's so many of those songs from these bands where you're like, holy shit, this is amazing guitar work, just but then you have the like, nope, I'm out. I'm fucking out.
That's why I respect Corey Taylor so much, because he was actually making clear, coherent thoughts and making the vocals fit.
Dude, have you heard them lately?
I mean, he's like more hard rock now, right?
It's all orchestra shit, man. We got like a 90-piece band behind them. Fucking.
I mean, whatever's sparking your inspiration, I guess. Like, I know it's not the. I commend them for not doing the same thing over and over.
That is true.
Because, like, that's one of the things they were adamant about. Like, when they read an interview about when they were recording Iowa. And like the director was just like, yeah, let's give it us like 3 waiting pleads and freaking liberate. I'm like, what? No, like we're gonna write new songs. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like,
yo, Iowa. Holy
and the track Iowa is really interesting because not a lot of bands do that. How many bands do an ambient like soundscape type thing?
Yeah, it was a don. They're hitting their fucking yeah. But like, what did they come out of the gate with? It was
like just like a minute of one of the guys having a mental breakdown.
Do you know how that got recorded? I actually know the history on that.
Yeah, I don't know the story as well as you probably do.
So the band, Iowa's actually their second album. They were touring, pushing, promoting their first album.
Right. And
as they're about to go into the studio, one of their band members' dads died on that tour, and they weren't able to get him back to the to his hometown to be there for his dad's funeral. So he has an emotional breakdown. Like he's starting to like lose it, and they're like, "Dude, jump in the studio. We'll record everything. You just scream your fucking ass off." And like he sat there for like 30, 45 minutes just screaming all that stuff. 515, the intro to Iowa, is literally just the cut up parts of him just like screaming his balls off because like he wanted to be there for his dad's funeral and everything. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah, that's darkness and pain right there.
Disaster piece. That's what they came out.
Oh, dude.
Want to slit your throat and fuck the wound? I was like,
no, people make noises when they're sick. That's an interesting thought.
Like, You want to understand some white angst. That's a lot of Caucasian angst in that shit.
Yeah, there's a bit of that. I mean, that was also, you know, kind of the ilk of the Delilah song I was doing, you know, just
and that's going full circle. It was just like there's some Slipknot-esque like lyrics.
Yeah. It's just like just over the top, deliberately like as sadistic as I can come up with, because that's the character in this angry paragraph to this girl that ignored him.
Hey,
I hate you so much. I want you to die over and over.
That's the new mask that he's rocking right now. I'm not a fan of it.
I'm okay with it. It's whatever.
It's which one's my favorite?
I like that one with the dreads that just passed.
Oh yeah, that's like one of the first masks, right?
I don't know.
I guess from their first tour.
It might be. It looks familiar like that.
My favorite is the 2004 one. Where are we at? Right there.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's kind of like a horror movie. It looks like.
But that gave him the freedom, because the one you're talking about, the really early ones, with the dreads and everything, for some reason he couldn't like sing through the mask.
Ah, okay.
That one, well, it was the jaw didn't move. That's what it was.
All right, so he couldn't get the best sounds.
Exactly. That was this 2004 ones where he actually had freedom of his jaw to actually like do his thing.
Okay.
His voice is so fucked now. Have you heard him in like the last 5 years?
I mean, I've heard a couple of the hits. He's singing more high notes. I thought he was doing all right.
But like it's kind of like with Zeppelin, where it's just like you're not able to do the emotional range of the first several albums.
Yeah, he can't scream like that anymore. Yeah. And like that's something I'm trying to like not even enter into doing my own music. Like Delilah, I could not do that every day for 14 years. Like I would be done. Like when I do a set of musical songs, Delilah should be the last one, because then I can't sing so much after just fuck you, Delilah.
If you guys get the chance, make sure you see George while he's playing the guitar, because what you're saying too is part of the shtick was also not getting the notes right either. Oh, so you're just expressing all this anger, poorly playing some of the parts.
I played all the notes I meant to. Specifically chose all those notes to be ugly. That is the art of metal. And then I was just taking Pantera riffs. So let's be real.
It's so much of a challenge for me to write this straight stand-up. I couldn't imagine trying to. I'm also a shitty guitar
songs
player.
Are a crutch, honestly. As long as you don't hang on to the chorus, because that's the mistake that I see over and over with musical guitar, is like, I'll say 2 punchlines and sing my chorus again, and like, no, like, you're just telling the same joke over and over. Like, no one tells a set and is like, and then my dog walked me to the airport, and then say that 3 times.
When I was in New Jersey, there was a guy that he just played guitar. There was no sets where he was just doing straight stand-up, unless he was hosting. Really funny guy. Ramon Bender.
Okay.
He had this song about basically everything ties back to Meatball Sub. So he's talking about, I think it's a love song. He's talking about getting high on meth and like robbing a liquor store and everything. He's like, only thing I wanted was this fucking meatball sandwich. It was so fucking funny.
Okay.
I'm totally destroying the description of this, but
it's ringing a bell. I don't know how. Did he get a lot? Like, did he get on the internet?
I might actually look him up. Ramon Bender, come on down.
Because all I wanted was a meatball sub sounds familiar.
I don't know. What I did notice with a lot of the Jersey guys is not too many of them. Like a lot of podcasts out of that scene. Actually, not that many either. Probably like 2 or 3. But not a lot of people as dumb as me putting up all their stuff. Because I had the problem of putting all my open mics up on there. Oh. Fucking terrible.
I was deliberately not putting anything up for years because I knew I was unpolished. And like the fact that you may have gotten a couple recordings of me recently.
I need to post those because you paid me for those. So.
Well, I paid you $8 for one of them.
I do have it. I just actually have to get it up. Ramon Bender. I don't think he posted any videos though.
Shame. Oh, so it's too early for beer, but what about
The
seltzer?
fuck it is. Let's bust out beer. If Rogan could smoke weed on his, we at least
we can
drink
at least
early.
drink like a little bit.
It's like we're going too hard in the paint.
Yeah,
What do you got
I mean,
here?
I got a variety pack.
You got a fun pack. All right. What we got here?
Do you want a hard seltzer from Kirkland, Modelo, or Warsteiner? They're from Germany.
Oh
Want
dear.
a German beer?
Yeah, fuck it, man. Let's go with the German beer.
It's like a German Budweiser or something.
Nice. Well, Budweiser is German. Wasn't that started by a bunch of Germans? Bunch of Krauts?
You might be right about that. Well, this is made in Germany as opposed to like a German guy in America.
Nice.
Because I assume Bud is domestic.
Nice dead air here.
Yeah.
Have you tried the German restaurants around Colorado Springs?
Oh yeah, this one place called Edelweiss. My parents visited and treated me to that once.
That's definitely German beer.
I'm having the Mexican beer.
So before my dad retired from the Army, he spent over half of his career in Germany. So anytime I moved to a new location, my parents let's see where all the cool restaurants are, everything, but let's see if we can find a German spot. And first time my mom was out here, we went to Edelweiss, and she's like, okay, this is our spot now. Like, anytime we visit, we're going to go to fucking Edelweiss.
Posing this for Battle Mountain propping.
Yeah, buddy.
Check it out. They got a badass logo.
They do have a badass logo. They got a badass setup these days, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm digging it. It's a blessing that it's still going, and I am working hard to make sure somehow. So is Greg. He's trying to do like he's talking about like maybe every month or do a contest where you could win a gift card for your best set. We did that a couple weeks ago and got quite a turnout.
I hope it gets public, because right now 3E's is like the only show in town that has a huge crowd.
Right.
Is if he's starting to promote stuff like that over Battle Mountain.
Well,
to get, because it's great having the freedom to really shit the bed in front of comedians.
Right.
But there's times where you're like, no, I need to see if like this is a legitimate material.
Right. And I don't want to just try it out when I finally have people at 3E's. I want to bring my A game there. Like even like sometimes like I've done a set and then figured out how to do it better, but then the next place is a bar instead of 3E's. I'm like, oh darn, I could have done this that way.
Dude, I am so jealous of people that are able to stay in the pocket with 3E's throughout COVID. Was, my first time up on 3E's open mic was 2-3 weeks ago. And that felt like a good bringer show, like the energy in there. It's like these people were brought here to fucking laugh. This wasn't just like, oh, let's stumble into this comedy club.
Right.
Although this week it was kind of like that. It was a hard crowd to pull into your world.
Honestly, this week I thought I did pretty good. I thought I had a good set this week too. So,
you did.
I was
what was your premise? That wasn't the guitar this week, right?
No, this week I did some of my car jokes. Those are like a little more relatable. Okay. Those are my most relatable jokes. It's stupid stuff about cars.
What was one of the things where as soon as you mention one of your punchlines, it's going to open up in my brain?
It was like the first one is that my dog and I are diehard Broncos fans.
There you go.
On a bumper sticker.
Yep.
And I'm like, how do you know? What are the signs? Because I do this head bob. I just started doing the head bob, and that makes it so much more fun. Just be like, and I am certain that my cat and I are addicted to speed. Just like, it's dumb. That's all my jokes, is just being dumb.
But what I like with that joke, though, is it kind of sets the table for the audience. Is all the comedians in the back, they know what they get when George goes up there. But there's... You have to like ease people into like the world of George. So.
I guess so. I'm still not familiar with how outlandish I am.
But I think that's part of the mystique too. Is Don't be too self-aware, because then you'll get in your own head.
I mean, I don't think I'm like self-conscious is a thing you want to be careful about. But
I'm
I don't know.
overly self-conscious.
Honestly, part of me is still thinking you're not that weird, dude. You're just like don't know how to talk. You're just.
I don't know. I wouldn't use the word weird because like there's negative connotations with it, but you're definitely going to the beat of your own drum.
Well,
which is needed.
I am deliberately being weird, so I don't know what to tell you there. Like, I am leaning into like how uncomfortable or awkward can I make this?
So have you ever heard of Emo Phillips? For the love of God, you've ever heard of Emo Phillips.
I was told to look up Emo Phillips.
Holy
I think
shit,
I looked
George.
him up and watched one clip and forgot.
George, you gotta watch Emo
I know
Phillips.
the name, okay? That's an accomplishment. I know a name, and I remember at least looking him up once.
So, if I were to describe you, I would say Emo Phillips, and I was thinking about this a couple days ago, and then, but yeah, describing you, I was thinking of this last week, but being a parent, I only have like this much time to actually work on anything.
Right.
Emo Phillips, and I just can't think of the other person, but because with Emo Phillips and with you, when you guys come up there, you have like an aura that you're already like, okay, something's different here, and then you take them on a ride where like it seems innocent for a little bit, and then like you jerk it this way and the other. Like the Delilah thing is like a prime example of that.
Well, I mean, you need the contrast to like so like when I really shove it in there, it's gonna be gruesome.
It came off a little sexual, a little aggressive too.
Delilah is not a gentle song. Like once I get the distortion,
The original or your cover.
oh my gosh,
Both of them.
a little hard on the paint.
Yeah.
That's why you get like socks or blankets on the edge of your bed so that you're not chipping the paint. I tried one of those. Tried to connect it, make it make sense. I don't know.
I'm terribly confused with the imagery you just tried to make.
You need to, like, I guess you're not banging the bed against the wall then. I like
No.
no. Okay.
Okay, so you're saying in order to not damage the wall.
Yeah, to
putting
not
stuff
go
in.
hard on the
Okay.
paint.
Oh,
Yeah, there you
Jesus
go.
Christ.
Yeah, you know.
Maybe I should stop drinking before noon. I will say though, this is a heavy taste.
But it's pretty smooth, I think. I've had him recently too, so I'm not trying to kill the flavor on the modes today.
Okay. See, I'm not really a beer drinker, so like this to me it's a little stronger than what I'm used to. But
Okay, fair enough.
when I said it was a German beer, that I had Bitburger straight from like the Bitburg brewery.
I don't know about that one. You recommend it?
The American version, the German version, it was just way too hard. The hops.
Oh,
It was like, oh, I just put
too much hop is like that's why I don't like a lot of IPAs.
yeah. So that was one of the struggles initially coming into Colorado Springs, not being a beer drinker. Is you go to Battle Mountain, there's nothing from the outside world. Everything is on site. I'm like, what's the closest thing to a Corona? I want
Get
a
yourself
Corona. It was the Yellow Gold, I think was the name.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's like a. They have a German name for it, I think.
What was it? Hefe?
Hefe, yeah, I think the Gold Hefe, something like that.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, that's the smoothest. They have a good peach tea blonde that they have a lot.
Go to Battle Mountain.
Yeah,
peoples.
Battle Mountain. The beer is great. Their peanut butter stout's also a lot lighter than it.
Oh,
It's a lot lighter than a Guinness.
what it was?
I mean, it depends what you call a light beer.
Yeah, because I had it. Remember that like 2 seconds where we thought the COVID was over in the middle of the summer. Luke. This is one of the first times I met Luke. He put down like the paddle board of like things, and everybody's handing. I'm like, I really don't want a beer, but he motions like, you want this? I'm like, I don't want to be an asshole.
Right.
And that was like drinking coffee at first. So.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely need to set your palate on it.
Yeah.
But
and like I said, I'm not a beer guy, so for me it was overwhelming.
I like beer because you can sip it a bunch and it won't destroy you like liquor. You sip liquor a bunch, you're done by the first glass.
See, with me, I could sip tequila all fucking night. I have sipped tequila all fucking night.
Okay.
But yeah, doing something like Jack Daniels or something like that, I can't fucking.
So, I mean, I do give props to a smooth tequila. I remember doing a painting once, like, it was during the summer. I just had all day to just paint and, like, sip tequila. And
Sounds like a really good day.
yeah, I don't know.
What kind of painting you doing?
That one was, it's like of this, like, monk dude. I called it Cult of Sanctuary. You could pull up my website if you're super curious.
Sure.
But
I'm all about promoting everybody here.
yeah, GeorgeWagnerArt.com. I don't do commissions at any fast rate. But,
George Wagner Art.
Yep.
.com. Look at this guy moving on up.
Hey, this is like closer to what I went to college for. Go to traditional.
Okay.
And then
Oh wow.
this corner one there with the sunset in the background next to the blue
top
guy.
left,
The
top
far
right,
third row.
third row, far right.
Yep. That's the one I was specifically working on
Nice.
that day.
Drinking tequilas.
Yeah, and like I had a bowl pack, and you know, you just take a hit and just kind of chill.
What kind of is this pencil drawing? Is
This is all acrylic.
acrylic? Okay.
It started out like I had like so most of my paintings I do scribbles and it turns into something. This is one of those ones that I actually like I had a planned image. So like
Nice.
yeah, that one was a little more like some watercolor fish and like then it gets into some of my college stuff. Those guitar close-ups are marker and colored pencil. And
Jesus
that
Christ,
that was in high school before I really had my skills down. I would print out a photograph, get a marker, a ruler, a calculator, and pencil out the outlines perfectly. Lay out the thick colors with marker, and then use colored pencil to blend until it was nice.
Okay. Dude,
And
that is fantastic.
That's why I didn't go to college for math, and why I am a lot less rich than I could be.
Yeah, you're not making big money with the art.
Especially since I kind of burned myself out slightly on art. Like,
Stand by.
am I too far from the mic again? I do that.
No, electrical's fucking with this.
Oh, geez.
Studio's fucking acting crazy. I'm liking this, buddy. This is I might have you draw something up for the.
Oh, this is a
studio.
fun series. I want to do more of these. So these cats just saying Mao or Mo, M-O-W. Just really, it's really
I like
dumb.
them eyes.
Yeah, just really dumb cats. I gave away the paintings, but I have a good photo of everything, so I could sell prints still.
Nice.
So I've got a few more, and I want to like start it up again and just make a large series. And like, hey, buy stupid cats.
I'm liking all this shit though. I like this color pop here.
Yeah, I played with some blacklight paint. So like you would have a painting that looks one way in daylight and then a different way when you turn the blacklight on.
Nice.
Like there's 3 in a row of the same tree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that one's the original, and then the one next to it's the blacklight one. Like,
So your website's not letting me scroll over.
yeah, it doesn't scroll, but it does have like a next and previous button up top.
Up
I need-
top.
yeah.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Yeah, so I need to like figure out a better format because I just have like this J album like pre-mix set.
So this is regular light.
This is glow in the dark.
glow in the dark.
And I had to like use a tripod with my Rebel and do like an extended one of those extended exposures. So
yeah, to
complete,
gather all
like,
that
so
light.
so I'd like have the like a bright light against it. It actually lights up very fast to a black light.
Really?
It's like everything that's in a fluorescent light, but without seeing as much.
Mm-hmm.
But like it just burns into that paint real fast and just charges it. So I only need a few minutes of like once I have the photo of the blacklight photo set, I basically have enough light to do an extended exposure in pitch darkness for
That's
the third version.
Fucking badass, dude.
That one's fun.
See, I've been wanting to do the fuck is his name? The fucking famous goddamn TV painter, Bob
Ross.
Bob Ross. Been wanting to do that, but wife was pregnant through most of COVID. You know, oil paint like apparently has like a really heavy smell and everything.
Yeah, and that one like takes forever to dry. You kind of need to set up a whole studio for oil. Acrylic is a little more like because you just need like I could kind of do it on like a little desk setup and it'll be dry in an hour.
Nice. That's the thing I heard though is if you can go with Bob Ross like style painting with acrylic, you got to get like an extra chemical to make sure it doesn't dry too fast.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I mean, you have to get some kind of oil. I forget the oil that you would need for oil painting, but it's same idea where it's like it needs to be well ventilated. Yeah.
This thing with a wet on wet, you got to make sure it dries eventually, but not too quickly. So, another concept I was thinking of was when we finally get the back wall to the couch, is taking like you know that paint that has like an age to it. It almost has like the consistency of chalk by the time it's done. I want to do that with the Colorado flag.
Okay.
Have the black brick,
kind of like a pastel texture.
I think so. I'm not really too familiar with paint and everything, but I think it'd be badass. Just like have a stencil out for the C for Colorado and everything. Put up the brick and then just have that overlaid there. I think it'd be fucking badass.
That'd be neat.
So yeah, man, it'd be fucking awesome. I didn't know you painted, buddy. That's nice.
That was
a little bit of everything. Huh?
Yeah, like that's kind of where I started. I did art, majored in animation. Like,
I knew about the animation.
Yeah,
I didn't know about
good time to prop Sonic Paradox. The guys like Secret Double Life in high school.
Raise the shirt
up
I got
a
the
little
shirt,
bit. The Sonic shirt. Go. Yeah, we're all fans of Sonic. You fucking nerds. Like.
Apparently, I was reading on Cracked.com, Sonic is popular in Christian communities for some reason.
That's weird.
And they do a lot of fan art, and it just looks fucking terrible.
There is so much fan art of Sonic out there, and a lot is terrible. And I don't know, maybe it's because Sonic just is a very innocent style. Like the whole world, Sonic is very innocent and simple, and...
Yeah,
like he's super fast and run fast and bop all the enemies in the head.
I will never understand American Christianity.
I mean, I don't understand it anymore. Like I get some of it, but
just so confused.
You must have Safe Search on or something because this is not so graphic. Anywho, so the OG Sonic Paradox crew, they kind of helped me make jokes a reality.
Nice.
But that takes like 3 months to a year to make one little set of gags. So,
really?
I mean, it's so long to animate. You want like 1 minute of good animation, you might as well pay for it.
Did you hear L.A. Noire, the huge fucking overworked issue that they had there? So L.A. Noire, the video game.
Vaguely.
So what they did was they recorded all of the interview because it's a police like noir drama video game. They recorded all of it on regular like live action camera, and then they took the graphics and like covered it up and everything, so the expressions like they look, even to this day they probably look super realistic,
right? But they
overtimed the living fuck out of these guys, and when everything was said and done, they went bankrupt because like they couldn't handle the finances of like
time and a half of all this hours. Yeah, I get that.
Same thing. I think Rockstar's gotten in trouble for Red Dead Redemption 2. They just overworked these graphics guys like a motherfucker.
I mean, I heard that the Sonic the Hedgehog movie kind of had like the same situation, but that was also whoever's decision to make the original design of Sonic so ugly, that's your fault.
And not accurate to the source.
Yeah, when it's so foreign to every other version of Sonic you've ever seen, And you're just like, who are you to mess up Sega's classic? Sega doesn't have a lot of things going for them.
No.
Sonic is their thing. Don't ruin that.
Yep.
You know, like, I give them props for changing it, but that must have been like a questionable amount of work for a couple months.
Well, that was the thing. Between the first trailer and release, they didn't have that much time to unfuck that.
Apparently, they did pretty well, though. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't get to see the movie, but
I probably never will. I was always a Mario guy. That's another thing we could throw up on this TV.
Okay.
It's the original Mario.
The Mario movie, that one, I love that movie.
That Mario movie's terrible. I was talking about the actual like Super Nintendo or Super Mario.
Oh yeah. I mean, the original games are great.
But
too.
what the fuck were those guys thinking making that movie?
That movie was the most self-aware thing I have ever seen. That movie was like, they knew what they were making. Come on, you can't make a Goomba look like that without saying, okay, I know this looks ridiculous. Their dad was just a blob, just this like cocoon of like blobby stuff. Like that was like Princess's dad, Peach's dad, I think. I don't remember the details too well. It was just the most, like, that doesn't make sense either. Like, the Babam was like a little keychain wind-up thing, and the guy's driving and sees it on the bridge somehow. Like, how do you see that?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, Babam! That was so funny. If your buddy Steve made that movie, it would be your favorite.
I don't know, man.
Okay, you'd be like, I don't know what's wrong with Steve. But.
Yeah, he needs to get a CAT scan. Wow.
Yeah, no, that movie was a lot of fun. It was exactly what like, if you wanted a serious Mario movie, do something else. But
I don't think they were going for serious.
They
but
were
like,
not.
I know Bob Hoskins, the guy that played Mario, he said that was one of the worst sets he's ever been on because they had so much pressure. It wasn't Nintendo from the actual movie studio. Apparently, it's almost kind of like how you see now where directors they have their vision and then the studio keeps wanting to fucking like pack it properly. Apparently that thing just turned into a mess.
A dumpster fire.
Yeah.
That's a shame. Well, yeah, I wouldn't rep it as a quality movie,
No.
but a quality time.
You're not watching Avatar or Gone with the Wind when you turn that fucker on. Oh, man. You ready for some Would You Rathers?
Oh my gosh, I thought you had a beverage in that cup.
Oh, yeah, just pour it all over this brand new. I don't know, man. Something's going on with the fucking video feed with this. I'm hoping it's something we can fix quickly.
That'd be nice.
But let's see here. Everybody can listen to us.
Yeah.
Wonder about this. All right, you going to act right?
Yeah, let's do this.
All right. Cool. So, if you haven't been watching the podcast lately, we've been doing Would You Rathers. We have 5 originals, and then we get into the best of is the 6th question.
Okay.
So, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's
Again,
do
you can
this.
riff on these. You want to, put a
yeah.
little reflection
Well,
on here.
we're gonna break this down. Make some bullet points.
Exactly. We're both comedians, and we have 45 minutes to kill. So
Let's pour some coffee.
Alrighty. Oh, is that coffee? What?
No, this is water.
Water. Alrighty. Would you rather, anytime anyone sneezes, they must do it in your face?
Oh my gosh, no.
That
What
would
the
be-
other thing?
That would be horrifying during
Yeah,
COVID.
especially COVID. But it's just gross. Like, how many drunk people have just spat in my face, burped in my face, and like I just I'm polite. And like it's like, what do you think of it? I don't know, man. I don't.
Yeah. What is it? Want the news, not the weather?
Yeah, that's a good one.
You haven't heard that one?
No, that's a classic though. That's great. I love it
is.
already.
We used to say it all the time in elementary school because we were rude as fuck to each other. I was thinking, have you sneezed? Because you don't wear your mask too much. You only, when you need to.
Right, I follow. You're allowed to sit down with the mask down and drink.
Yeah.
But if you get up, I put the mask up. And
Have you sneezed like food into your COVID mask yet?
Not so much that. I've made some nasty burps into my.
Yeah. Oh, I had a sushi for lunch as I
Oof.
burp into the mic.
No.
Yeah, having to relive that through the whole sinus process. Yeah, 'cause there's one thing about having sushi aftertaste in your mouth and
But
burping
then
it.
just the halitosis. Yeah, you don't want sushi fumes fungating in your
Fungating.
Yeah, inside your breathing apparatus.
All right, would you rather everybody sneezes in your face, or you're a billionaire but you're projectile vomit every time you spend the money?
Oh my gosh, that'll make me very frugal. Or a big baller.
You probably spend a lot of money on dental, upkeep and everything. Yeah,
Maybe.
It's the same with
then
bulimics.
every time I get my teeth done, then I have to get them done again. Let me pay in advance.
Actually, I didn't even think about that. So you pay for the dental, and then as you're paying for that, you're puking.
Yeah, I'm like, let me pay for this in advance.
Yeah.
Okay, now fix my teeth.
Yeah. You're not paying for that after the surgery there.
Yeah.
That would fucking suck, man.
Yeah, but I would probably do like bulk buying and like put
That's the
everything
thing.
in one shopping cart. I could adapt to that. I'm not gonna take sneezes to the face. Like that's just gonna ruin my day.
It would. Either you get like the COVID shield. And just everything looks like fucking a Gallagher show in your face.
I would like if I had $1 billion, I would literally just call all the bars at once by the toilet and just be like, "Here's $100. I'm gonna come in and spend a mysterious amount of it, but I'm giving you $100 now to cover me." Because I'm a cursed billionaire.
I did a would you rather. And
I did a would you rather, and it came true somehow. And now I got not puke at your venue every time. So here's my money now. Here's $100 tip. Like, just let me.
There you go.
Just let me just have my open tab. I promise I'm not that much of a drunk. I go out to do shows, and I can't be cleaning myself up every time I perform.
I think Amazon would be your friend, though.
Yeah.
You put in like your week's worth of like purchases and then buy it. Basically puke on Saturday mornings or something.
Yeah, Saturday morning cartoons and
hit purchase, then puke.
Yeah, hit purchase, puke, and then do the same thing. Get like Instacart for all my groceries, and just one button press.
Yeah.
So that's 2 voms a week.
So do you push it standing over the toilet? Is it something you push it and then it builds?
Is it spending money if I give it to someone?
That's the thing too. Is you can set that money aside and have them all do that.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not spending it. I'm dropping it. It's on the floor. You can have if you do this for me, keep the change. You're spending the money.
Don't
not
let me know.
I will find all the loopholes, but there's nothing around getting sneezed on in the face, except just riot gear, and I don't want to.
Was there money involved in that? No, it was just you take sneezes to the fucking face. Yeah, pretty much billionaire would trump a lot of what you rather.
Yeah, being a billionaire kind of helps. You can afford to solve your problem.
Yeah, you as a billionaire, you can afford somebody to walk around with you with a bucket.
Yeah,
you don't even have to.
But
go
if
to the
I
bathroom.
just commit to sneezes in the face, I'm already 100 in the hole with the face shield. Or at the very least, how much soap I'm gonna need.
All right, question number 2.
Okay.
Would you rather that both of your parents are porn stars? Or would you rather assemble an entire warehouse of IKEA furniture?
For free?
Yes.
Okay. My parents are free to do what they want. You're good Catholic people. But if you were, a different belief system, that's fine. I don't need to watch it. Just, do your thing.
I think porn stars.
Porn stars.
Not just porn actors, porn stars.
Yeah, they're
so anytime
famous.
They do, hey, man, I saw your mom. Great DVD she did last week. That's always going to be coming up.
Yeah, because no one talks about porn normally, but if they know the guy, that's the son of them.
And the thing is, if they're stars too, is when you go to do your thing on Pornhub, they might possibly be going on that banner up there. You're
that actually might mess with my career a bit because my dad and I share a name. And we look a little alike. Different eye color, but same shape head. Like,
so it'd be kind of gross porn.
I don't know. It's more so like maybe they'll get me famous. Like it's the comedian with the porn star dad.
Yeah. Well, most comedians had fucked up childhoods, so I'm pretty sure that would be.
I mean, my parents worked hard. They did their best.
What do you think? Because I forget who I was talking to. They're saying that, or they asked me, do you think I think it was Jesse Hedrick,
Yeah.
asked me, do you think all comedians start from a place of pain? Do you think we're all damaged goods?
I would say I at least started feeling very lost.
Okay.
Because, like, I loved art and music, but I felt like I wasn't getting my full self out.
Okay.
And, there's, like...
Well, you're also saying in school that you were teased constantly. And
yeah, well, that's because I was a little whiny bitch. Like
we were both talking about...
But I was also, trying to, like, uphold standards and censor myself and, you know, just not knowing who I was. So I was just very frustrated with life, and people poked fun at an uptight teenager who didn't know who he was.
Is that where the Catholicism came?
I mean, see, I don't blame my parents. I blame the religion.
Yeah.
My parents, they're fine. They follow the religion, but they're fine. They get their morals from there. They get their they still talk to me and like care about me.
Do you think they're gonna be offended by the morning drinking?
I mean, it's not liquor. I'm not going hard. And like I'm gonna go be productive later, so
and sober.
I mean,
one beer's not gonna kill you,
or two. I have a box here.
You did have a variable potpourri of beer.
It's not too much variety. It's mostly Modelo's with a few extras. I just pulled it out of my fridge. Like you fold the cardboard over and like contains all your beer in one spot. It's not too bad.
Have you seen my new beer caddy?
Maybe.
It's made of wood. You can just put all the random shit in there. But because we're recording in the mornings, I'm not bringing it down here anymore.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I don't blame you. But once you move to the nights, especially since it's going to be better for the family, like family comes first, bro.
Exactly. You think Lloyd's going to be down for recording on Monday nights?
I think he's honestly more of a night owl anyway.
Okay, makes it better.
He likes to hang out and party with
yeah, I'll let him cut rails of cocaine.
I mean, like... You say he might come in like, what's your injection policy? That's his joke. But.
We'll just change cameras while he's doing that. Or we could go to fade to black here. Just go, and then we'll...
And then fade back.
There you go.
Well, the heroin wore off, so that's pretty good now.
Damn. All right. Question number 3. Would you rather you were a kindergarten teacher, but all your students have knives?
Oh.
That's kind of dangerous.
Yeah, with kids. They don't know anything.
Do they run with them? Are they throwing them? Like that's the question.
Or is it 21 Jump Street? Like, is that the right movie I'm quoting?
Isn't that where the adults come down and pretend that they're high schoolers so they can like bust kids?
I don't remember what movie I'm thinking about.
Schwarzenegger?
No. I'm thinking about like it was.
It's not the tool.
It's like there's this kid that he's like 10 and he's in the whole gang life, and he just takes breaks to play chess with I think Morgan Freeman, and he just drops knowledge during these chess games that relate to chess and.
Yeah, are the kids covered in scars? Like what's?
I mean, like so, like they were selling crack. The kid had someone shot up. Like it was literally just all the real like. Hard shit that happens to adults, but with kids.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yo, a dark movie. Have you ever seen The Butterfly Effect with Ashton Kutcher?
I have not yet. It gets quoted a lot.
It's quoted a lot?
Or not quoted, but like they say the butterfly effect over like in all sorts of, sci-fi conversations.
Yeah, no, so the butterfly effect, Ashton Kutcher has the ability to look at a picture and then travel back to that time, like that exact second for like 10 seconds. the reason why I call it, because in the butterfly effect, the theory is that, you know, a butterfly flaps its wings here and then causes like a tsunami in like Japan. Like
Right.
it's
like you can just kill a butterfly and that'll change everything.
exactly. So with the butterfly effect in the movie, he goes back and every time he tries to like make a situation better, he makes his present way worse. So like one thing was he goes back so this kid doesn't go to federal prison because like he was blowing up like postal post boxes and stuff.
Right.
When he goes to, like pull it away from the kid, it blows both of his arms off. So Ashton Kutcher shows up with those arms healed, but he has like no arms.
Oh no,
Dude, that movie is so fucking dark. And then there's a director's cut of the ending. It's one of the saddest endings of a movie I've ever fucking seen. Like, what
I need
the
to see
fuck?
this just because.
It's on Apple. I think for like Apple's always $15. If it's not on sale, it's always $15 fucking dollars.
So, like, just with that brief synopsis, like that feels like a really good life lesson, even without the time travel. Just when you try to grip too hard on the reins and change life for the better, like it doesn't always go better. You're like you kind of have to, in a certain degree, let
shit happen.
Yeah, let it happen.
And that's how I ended up here.
I guess so. I mean, you're leaning into it, you know. So
Exactly.
I give you credit. To
Would you rather your kindergarten teacher and all the kids have knives, or would you rather have your significant other cheat on you with your mother or father? A lot of mom and dad sexual tension.
That's a one-time incident, right? Oh, I mean, that's
Yes.
going to live with you for life, though. That's true.
Yeah, it's gonna haunt you for.
That's going to haunt me for a while.
Because then you're gonna go to Christmas parties. You gotta.
Yeah. Or learn some really good life skills and know how to handle. Like, if I know how to handle a crowd of 5-year-olds with knives,
Yeah.
then
I mean, you could teach them stuff. Teach them how to whittle.
yeah, teach them
Teach 'em-
proper how to handle the knives. You know, like, okay, we've got knives, so we need to know how to respect them so we don't get ourselves hurt or our friends.
There you go.
And then I could be the best teacher there. Like it's, this anime great teacher Onizuka. That was that's a slightly more obscure anime, but
See,
like,
I don't know anime,
the
so
backstory,
all of it's obscure.
The backstory to this guy is like he came like from gang life
Okay.
and then wanted to be an elementary school teacher. And the principal hated him so much he gave him the worst class. Class full, like some of them are gangsters and just like that the former teachers have killed themselves because of how bad this class is.
God damn.
Yeah, they just get under your skin and he just whips them all in shape, and every episode is a different student that's having a life struggle. And they just let it out on everyone else, and he helps them and becomes the best teacher in this school and transforms this class. And so he's great teacher Onizuka. And then also part of his shtick is he makes ridiculous faces, just like, and just like, you know, the Japanese version of like SpongeBob or Ren and Stimpy close-ups.
Oh God. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So there's crazy, just like, okay.
I was talking to I think she's an elementary school teacher. I was asking her, like, do you see? Because like obviously all those teachers hang out with each other, like they're coworkers. So
Right.
some are gonna hang out after work. Obviously they're working in the same like building and everything. I was like, do you guys warn each other of like bad students like in first grade? And I was like, and do you see? She's like, we see entire classes where it's like watching on the shore like a wave coming. Is this like, you know, all right, they're first graders. Shit, now they're second grade. And like I'm teaching fourth grade, so I'm seeing this wave of like bad stuff.
I
Like,
hope I don't get to the class, please.
but yeah, she said some years are the entire grade is just full of shithead kids. There's other years where it's just a fucking odd. Like that'd be so weird being a teacher. Like every year they're getting closer to your year. Then you have to survive them and then just push them off to the next fucking year. Like that'd be terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, if I
especially armed with knives.
Yeah. I mean, and being kindergartners, like, there's, like, you don't have, like, even, like, the full capacity for self-reflection until you're, like, 7.
Yeah.
So there's a lot you got to handle there.
Oy.
Yeah.
It's a lot to reflect on, man.
But I do fancy the idea of being a teacher one day. So like I might go do the entertainment thing for a while, and then when I get older,
And that's the thing. As a stand-up, I think being a teacher it helps you with your public speaking.
yes.
2, it also gives you a chance to maybe slip in. Like, obviously, you're not
it'd
doing
be
your...
silly. I'm not going to do my set because most of my jokes are not kid appropriate.
Could you imagine Luke Stam being a fucking elementary school teacher?
Let Luke just doing. Oh my gosh, he would probably get CPS called on him.
Child Protective Services, yeah.
Get a.
Or the cops, like...
Yeah, seriously.
Let's get him the fuck out of there.
Yeah, he'd be the custodian.
The one that's not allowed to talk to students.
He'd be the night guy.
Oh, man. Question number 4. Would you rather that live webcams are on you 24/7?
God.
Wow. This one's...
Yeah.
Or would you rather always be naked?
Oh, geez. That's
One and the same, basically.
yeah, that's one and the same. Because, like, like, at the very least, I got a shower. But, like...
With the
come on,
cameras on you, so you're basically the same fear. You're afraid of being naked the entire time. But with the 24/7 webcams, there's times that you're going to be naked in order to take a shower.
Yeah.
And have sexy time.
And yeah, those things like that.
Yeah.
So, if I'm naked all the time, I get to hide my showers and sexy time.
That is true. Yeah, it's not broadcasted.
Right. But then you don't get to go into places 'cause stand-up's over. Unless they let me.
Unless that's your shtick.
Unless they let me and me alone do that. Like, I could maybe learn to get over it and work with it, maybe. But, like...
Is it called in here?
Then I could just, like... the Truman Show, that movie?
Yep.
Yeah.
I need to go back and watch that.
It would
That's a
drive-
good 90s throwback.
That one would drive me insane. The constantly being watched thing, like, I'd have to go numb to it and just be like, all right.
Yeah, because now everybody knows what kind of porn habits you have, what kind of showering habits, what kind of toilet habits. Like, they just know all the terrible fucking things about you.
It's like, how do you fold the paper so many times on the toilet?
Oh, man. One of the questions I used to ask just random coworkers and everything was, do you make a bird's nest before you...
Yeah, you asked me last time.
Was
like,
that?
Yeah, the bird's nest is a good idea. I don't. But
and I had to...
In public
I
toilets...
had to remake that question because, like, when you thought it was lining the toilet seat...
Yeah, like you sit
I was like,
on...
no, that's not what I meant.
Yeah, you sit on a nest.
I'm trying to think the last time I saw a psycho person do that. I want to say I was probably in the airport. They put like half a fucking roll of toilet paper
so
on
much.
the toilet seat.
Like it's a waste.
The thing is, if you're gonna do that, fucking flush it. Like,
oh yeah, don't leave it. What the heck? That's even worse.
Jackass.
See, that's even worse. That's aggravating because like now I have to touch your butt.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's the thing is like, do I take my shoe and like just push it all in there? Like what? How
and
do
then
I
sit on my shoe marks on the toilet seat? Like it's.
And that's the least of your worries with like public fucking toilets.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'd rather poop at home. That's why, like, I could have been here 20 minutes earlier to poop on your toilet.
That is true.
But, like,
I got 3 toilets in here, so.
Yeah, but then you have to, I'd rather just get my stuff done and drive over here feeling fresh and as a daisy.
Alrighty, question number 5. It's the last of the originals that we're gonna play.
I don't think I made a choice on that last one though.
Yeah,
that one, like, that's hard to choose.
That's saying broadcast your life clothed, but everybody's gonna know everything in your private life.
I mean, if I'm broadcasted, that means I'm more likely to get my career going, right? That means like like I could lean into it. Like any publicity is good publicity, right? It's like now that's the Truman Show guy, and like you just don't tune in on the after hours.
See, so I don't know. 2 thoughts come to mind when you said that. Is if you're a stand-up comedian and your entire life is broadcasted, because like so stand-up, if you look at like from a conceptual idea, is you gather all of these thoughts throughout whatever time span, either the day, the week, the month, 2 years if you're on Netflix.
Right.
You gather all that stuff and then package that for the stage.
Right.
Where if somebody's watching you 24/7, you're not really building up. You're burning that material like as you go. Like,
Yeah,
that's funny. Like the
well,
observation.
it would almost become a different thing. It would be like behind the scenes kind of, and I'm almost telling jokes like tongue in cheek to the telling of the jokes.
Yeah.
And like it almost has to turn into like this sarcastic tone, but at least I get to be clothed on stage. I don't want to be the naked guy.
No.
That I would not pull that off.
Especially
very
in
well.
Colorado. That wind yesterday. Ooh, that's fucking cold.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to put myself through that. You know, like
Woo.
surfaces are cold and hard, and I like wearing pants.
Pants are nice.
Pants are pretty cool. Give it up to pants, everybody.
Yeah, woo! I need to get a laugh track on the
Just get
or
a little
applause
cheer.
break.
Just
Let's see here. Yeah, I got nothing.
yeah, it's fine.
So 24/7 coverage is what it seems like we're leaning into.
Yeah, I would lean into that, and I'd find a way to play it off where, like, because like some comedians even have like this sarcastic way of telling the jokes.
Yeah.
Like it's in the tone of like, yeah, I'm gonna say some really stupid stuff to you right now. And like Ben Verbeek and David Gamble kind of hit that tone a bit.
Yo, Gamble, holy shit. I don't think I saw him before I came back. Like the first time I saw him was this return that I've had, and I was like, "Good God, that guy is just a built comedian." Like,
yeah, like he knows the attitude that works for him, and he does it well.
There's only one other person that I know that is that when you go up and talk to him, you're like, okay, this is a comedian. Like there's it's hard to explain to somebody that doesn't know, but like, yeah, this is a comedian. It's him and Troy Moore out of New Jersey. Is this like, I don't know if it's they've been burnt by so many people on stage and in conversation. Like I don't know if you ever really be able to have a real conversation with Gamble and like really get in there. Like it seems like he's got like that stand up defense. Like,
oh, just keep it silly.
Keep it silly, but also like not give the person an opportunity to really get to. I don't even know how if I'm processing this thought correctly.
Okay, like you're only gonna know what he lets you know about
him. Like everything's.
I mean, I feel like a lot of comics are that way though.
That's the thing with me is I think I'm the exact opposite.
Just
where
open sleeve.
Yeah, everything's like because I admit to my shortfall. Like if it weren't for stand up, I still wouldn't have self realization that like, oh, this has fucked up my life. I'm the reason this got fucked up. Like all this. So.
I mean, like I think it's fine to be an open book. Like as long as you're like, as long as like no one's being floodlighted out of the conversation, I think you're fine.
But I think that ties into one of the questions I have for the bomb is one of your fears of the future bombing and stuff. Me being such an open book with like my shortfalls of, you know, being a baby daddy, having a porn addiction, like not having good relationships with this, that, and the other, is if I'm up there like dumping that all out and then somebody gets up, you know, or somebody comes up to me after a show, it was just like, oh, you're a shitty person for this, or like,
yeah. I mean, like we're all human and we all made a few mistakes, and you tell a story wrong and it gets the wrong. Like,
were you at the writer session when I think it's Mike runs the writer session?
Mike. I keep mixing his name up.
He said he did a 45-minute set somewhere, and literally somebody wrote down a single note like, "Don't do this joke anymore."
Right.
He was on high, like on a 45-minute thing, and as soon as he got off stage and that person passed that was the only thing he focused on. That's such the shitty thing about being a stand-up is there's times where you know you fucking kill it. With that one person in the audience, you're like, what the fuck? Yeah, Mike Hickman.
Yes.
I still need to send him an email. So
talk to him.
I got to catch up on all the stuff that I missed. But all right, are we ready for the last original question?
Let's ask some questions.
There we go. Let's talk. Muttered talking all that. Talk all real low.
It's a central question, isn't it?
If you have a subwoofer in your car, you really fucking hate this right now. All right, would you rather relive the same day over and over, so like Groundhog's Day?
Boring.
Or would you rather your inner thoughts are now announced through a loudspeaker?
So my career.
Yeah, so basically being
Yeah,
a
so
stand-up.
Just my stand-up, but with a little extra anxiety exposed.
And a little more fucked up. So, I put the fucked up thoughts on paper, be like, somebody's going to institutionalize me.
See, like, my most fucked up thoughts are deliberate. I bring them to stage because I'm deliberately making the most obscene thing I can think of. And, like, that's... Like, you know, that's not how I feel most of the time. Most of the time, I'm just, like, more anxious and worried about stuff.
Where your gauge of fucked upness peaks, that's where...
That's what I'm bringing to the stage.
See,
I'm just finding a way to artfully say it nice. Like, you might hear it more crudely in my head, and then it'll be
I think that's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Like, it's definitely not as delivered nicely as I try to make it. But, like...
Yeah, if you were to hear a streamline from my brain to the world, it'd be like, God damn, that dude's...
It's like, yeah, he's...
Because, like, I think in extremes. I think that's what makes comedians comedians is, you know, there's the norm, and then you have that extreme thinking is, you know, I'm at a store, and this guy's not getting out of my way. I'd love to kill him with a hammer. Like, ooh, that's a little too hard in the paint. Like,
I mean, at least while I'm on stage, when I'm doing all right, like, my thoughts aren't that many. Like...
I'm so locked in to my set list when I'm on stage.
Yeah,
that,
like I just know the next thing I'm going to say.
Yeah.
So the most you're going to hear is, it's like, all right, it's coming up. And then it's like, here's the next thing. Wait, awkward silence, wait. Okay, and then...
One of the things I was focusing on for the last 2 weeks at 3Es was making sure I was making eye contact with the crowd and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Is that something you focus on? Like,
yes, I do try to, because, like, it just sells it more. Like, it also kind of helps me say it like I mean it when I look you in the eye and say, and then say, like,
you're like, oh, this dude's weird.
yeah, exactly. And then everyone else gets the relief of not being looked at while I say that.
Oh, man. What I love, though, is when you look around the room sometimes and you get the arms crossed while you're looking at them. If you know anything about psychology, you know that that's not a good thing.
They're not approving of your really gross joke that you just said.
Or they're so uncomfortable that, like, the primal part of them is protecting their
like,
vital organs.
I feel icky. I'm like, I know.
I made it that one.
Yeah, this is deliberate.
I actually had that on one of my sets. One of my last sets in New Jersey. Let me see if I can bring this up real quick.
Oh, yeah.
This lady in the front row. I did a decent set, and so I was watching the audience, and this lady in the front. I did this drunk Michael J. Fox punchline, and as soon as it came out, this lady crossed her arms. I was like, "Yep, I made you uncomfortable." So this lady...
It's actually a comedy club, eh?
Yeah. It's a legit comedy club. All right, so this lady, where's she at? Right here. So she's kind of like, whatever. Let me see. I'll zoom in on her. There we go. All right, so this lady right here. She's kind of enjoying herself. Let me see how this audio sounds.
She goes, oh, it's going to be a double date. Oh, good. At least one of us not put on a fucking tourniquet. Like, what the hell, man? But yeah, thank you guys for having a good week.
There you go.
I wish we had good news.
The arm cross right there. I was like, this chick does not like me. We're only, how far into this set? We're 50 seconds into this set, and she's already like, nope. And I think she does that for the rest of the fucking show, is the arms fucking crossed. But granted, I'm talking about active shooters. I'm talking about, my wife being as clumsy as a drunk Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
This lady just was not fucking having it.
My last set at 3Es, I was so afraid of, like, turning the crowd because I went for a really gruesome joke.
I love it.
And, like, I spent the whole time thinking, like, wow, okay, the first 5 people in front of me did not get that dark yet. I don't know if it's going to fly this week. And, like, I got to win the crowd over. I got to do something. Be the nicest guy. Try to be funny. And, like, just get them going first, because then I can, like, do, like... Yeah, do my...
Oh, I was right ahead of you.
Yeah, you were right before me.
What did I do this week? I didn't go dark enough to...
I don't know. Like everyone before when you when you went up, honestly, I was completely in my head, and I heard you do your baby jokes.
Yeah.
And I thought you were gonna go right up after or right before me. And
As
so
it is written on the list.
They put Bratzfein after you, and he's fine. He's great, and I'm glad that he warmed up the crowd right before I went up.
Dude, that kid's a killer.
But I had a couple like baby jokes ready. Like I wrote them in my head right as you were doing the set, and I was like, "Yes, this will win them over. This will segue me right into the crowd being cool with this." And then Bratzfein went up. I'm like, "Okay, I guess I just have to start clean."
I love threes, but there are times where they need to make sure that. Now that I'm thinking about it, I might have not done as hot as I should have. That's why they put them in there.
Yeah, I mean, that is something I commend them for. Is like they bring like I don't know what to call them, but like boosters, ringers, or whatever.
Yeah, what did you call it last? Riggers.
A rigger. Yeah, that's not a good one. That's too hard.
Yeah, yeah, that's the G and that R combo. I
don't like it. So, but the premise was like get people who are gonna boost the show up.
Yeah, rigging pulls things back up.
How about booster? Let's use booster for now. Throwing a booster. All right.
We don't want to play the rhyming game.
Yeah, he's a surefire. He or she will surefire bring the crowd back up. And
what is that? Cleanup is the baseball term.
Okay.
Where they fill the bases, then that fourth person runs it all home. I think it's called the cleanup for kickball, at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's also like you set the bases and then sweep it up.
Yeah. Is it sweep?
I don't know.
I'm not a sports person.
Neither am I.
Yeah, I think my gut proves that.
Karate. I was a karate nerd kid.
I kind of wish. So my parents let me do taekwondo in middle school, but my grades started stinking in sixth grade, and they're like, "Well, no more group activities." Which, in hindsight, even if Max, the son that was just born, if he fucks stuff up, it's like, well, you're still dedicated to this team sport.
Yeah,
you're still dedicated to this martial art.
Right.
But another part of me was MMA. Like I love watching the MMA. Granted, was 15 years after Taekwondo and stuff, but I would have loved to have done it, especially karate. I love the karate stance with MMA. Do you follow UFC or anything?
Not really. Like I'll watch when it's on because like I like seeing combat stuff. But like,
how long were you doing karate?
I did it for a good number of years growing up. Started from childhood up through high school.
So you should watch Conor McGregor. He was a big karate stance guy.
Okay.
And then Wonder Boy Stevenson, another karate guy where he has that long, lengthy stance to where he can like weave in and out.
Okay.
I never really appreciated that until seeing those guys. I'm like, oh, that's what karate's all about. Compared to Taekwondo is basically ballet for martial arts.
Yeah, growing up on karate, I heard over and over Taekwondo is a showmanship karate.
Yeah,
it's for movies.
Terrible.
Like it's cool that you can kick all those times, but kicking is so dangerous for you. Like you're on one foot. Like as soon as they get out of the way of the kick, they could knock you over.
Well, then their stance too is they're so close for the side kicks. Because if you watch the Olympic Taekwondo champions, they're almost shoulder to shoulder as they're about to throw their side kicks. It's really fucking weird. Whereas those karate, the karate stance is much.
Yeah, it makes more sense. It's a little more spread. It's for a longer range striking kind of.
Yeah. I didn't really appreciate that until Conor McGregor was really doing his thing. Well, I knew Conor McGregor was doing karate, but then I saw Wonder Boy doing it too, and I was like, okay, I see a pattern of karate stances that I like.
See, the side of the spectrum I'm more interested in is I saw Ip Man, the first 3 movies.
Okay.
And I love seeing the striking style combat because when you're in a real world situation, you actually don't want to get that close to a dude and grapple him down. He's probably got a gun or knife, or a friend, and they're just going to start kicking you in the head while you got a position on them. You need to be on your feet and be able to fend off any attack multiple times in a row.
Yeah.
And so Ip Man, that was just I ate that up, dude.
Is it Ip Man or
IP?
Okay.
Ip Man.
Ip Man. I think my ex-wife had a copy of one of those movies, but I never actually watched it.
I recommend it. It's a lot of fun.
Jet Li, right?
No. Danny something, I think his name is.
We said is IP Man?
IP Man, yeah. Based on the guy who originally trained Bruce Lee. Wing Chun, that style. There was a friend in college who practiced Wing Chun off of YouTube videos.
Okay, I did not see this.
And they freaking the black and white photo. That's the original guy.
The black and white. Okay.
And then they have Danny Young or something. I don't remember his last name. But Danny Ang. I think I just saw it.
Actors. Where's the fucking cast? Donnie Yen.
Donnie Yen. Yep, that's him. Donnie Yen. There we go.
Also on here it says Yip Man, and then the show or the movie is Ip Man.
Okay.
Okay, so that's where the confusion came from.
Oh, okay.
So I hear over the headphones, I hear Yip.
Yip.
And then, see, actually, yeah, my ex-wife used to have the DVD of this. I thought it was IP Man. I thought it was some stupid, like, internet IP address. Like.
Oh, yeah, no, it's just, it's...
Nailed that.
Cantonese, I don't know. But he was... Yeah, those movies are badass. I like watching choreography of, like, quick decisions like that.
Okay.
Like, that's the kind of stuff I eat up.
My Uncle John, he passed, I think, in 2000. I was in 7th grade. He was huge into Jackie Chan. Near the end of his life, he was just like, yeah, man, I'm going to get all these recorded. Like, I'll send these over to you. Because with Jackie Chan was, like, peaking right there. And, he was talking about how fucking fast that guy was. He's like, yeah, he puts Bruce Lee to shame and all stuff. Like, well, it's almost... apples and oranges, isn't it, though, between Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee? Because Jackie Chan is, I think, Kung Fu. I don't remember. I'm not a huge martial arts movie guy.
I'm not too sure. So, assuming if trained by Yip Man, then Bruce Lee is Wing Chun or some variation.
Okay.
And Kung Fu is like that, like tied in. That's Chinese martial art versus like Japanese.
Yo, did you see that Matrix 4 is coming out this year?
What? Okay, I'm pretty psyched. That's because Matrix is one.
Was
of
that the
favorites.
news to you?
Yeah, that's news to me. Matrix is one of the best movies. And
did you like that turned into a love story in the third movie? Because so many people complained about that turning into a love story.
I was fine with it. Whatever. Like, because they had like
my wife cries every so often we'll just play all 3 Matrixes because it's a great trilogy to watch beginning to end.
Yeah.
Every fucking time my wife cries at the end of Matrix 3. December 16th, 2021.
Nice.
The Wachowski sisters now, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they got a sex change.
Oh, really? Both of them?
I believe. I know for sure one, because we're now looking at Lana Wachowski.
Okay.
Yeah, there's Lily Wachowski.
So
they both went trans. Speaking of that, I actually read again on cracked.com. I need to just put that fucking title on the screen. Cracked.com. The Matrix is actually a what's the word? Not an allegory.
A soliloquy, I think is
a commentary.
A commentary
on trans life.
See, I've read something about that. Like I read like a tweet or something, and Keanu Reeves responded like, "Oh, I didn't realize."
Yeah,
and I just had the smoothest response for it, and that was
basically like the Matrix is the understood binary gender male female thing, and then when you're rebirthed out of the Matrix and into the real world, you choose your own name, like all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Same thing with like trans is once you identify that you are out of the regular binary options.
Right.
Like there's just a whole bunch of different, things that connect back and forth between the Matrix and the trans.
And that's when you hit the raves.
There you go. Yeah. A lot of sunglasses and all that stuff. Such a weird movie if you want to like look at what's that, rave culture? I forget what the fuck that is. That
I guess techno
kind of.
I don't know what else to call it.
I don't know. You ready for this bonus round here?
So what was the last? Did I make a choice on the last one?
What was the last one? Always Naked.
That was the fourth one.
Webcams. Oh yeah, it was or was it your significant other cheats with your mom and your dad, or the kindergartner with blades? Where the fuck is our last option here? relive the same day over and over, or your inner thoughts are now announced through a loudspeaker.
Oh yeah, announce them out. Yeah, that was an easy choice. That's why I didn't stick out. I was like, yeah, no.
So that's the problem with doing that with comedians is like our brains just start like going all over the place. So
Right.
it's all good. I hope you guys are fucking enjoying it.
Yeah, that's the point of this, is for you guys.
Exactly.
And girls and in-betweens.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to go in the Matrix and be trans, it's all good.
That first movie, I wish I could forget it and rewatch it. Seriously.
Yeah, especially those effects and everything, the bullet time and everything.
I mean, just the whole, like, just the first 20 minutes where, like, he gets the thing in his stomach, and then, like, he realizes that wasn't a dream, and, like, all that. And then waking, like, the whole, what the heck is this, what the heck is this, over and over, that is never going to be the same the second or third or 10th
That's what I
time.
hate about great movies is once you lose the surprise to it, you're like, here it comes.
Yeah, that's why it comes down to more like the writing and the artful, like music. You know, like you can like the music the first time around, but when you hear it 20 times, it better be a really interesting composition because now it's more about how it flows rather than. Because, like, I'll watch Signs over and over, even though Signs isn't going to scare me the same way anymore.
Yeah. Dude, that movie scared the fuck out of me.
Yeah, that was a spooky movie. Like,
Cornfield.
And, like, really good minimalism. Like, I really liked...
Well, that's how, like, they shared the news.
Some of the,
when Joaquin Phoenix is under the stairs, it's just him and the TV, and I'm getting goosebumps.
like that scene right there.
Yeah.
That's burned into our memories because that was such a because like they could have just put the alien in the first 30 minutes, but they just like
I fucking love movies like that.
Not knowing, and I saw the behind the scenes how he was very inspired by Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah,
like I watched The Birds and I saw like how there are similarities and how you just don't know what's going on. Until,
that's why so many people hated Paranormal Activity. I fucking loved it because they never showed until like the very last. Like, I can't believe they killed those off. Because it used to be every Halloween, Paranormal Activity dropped a new movie.
Right.
Loved the first one. It was fucking amazing. Because they never showed what actually was fucking up. Did you ever see Paranormal Activity?
Yeah, it was all right, in my opinion. Like, I enjoyed it.
But it's the same thing, though. Is they hit their punch, but they never threw their punch.
Right.
Like, everything was so scary, but they're like... Same thing with, like, the Blair Witch.
Yeah, that one, the Blair Witch, that one was like pretending to be real too. That one was a little bit of like, so kind of doing that. I kind of liked Insidious because they held back for a while.
Dude, I like that.
And then they they punched heavy. They went into like just really far. Once you start getting into it, I think. I think
I only saw the first one. But I heard they had made like a trilogy or some shit out of it.
Yeah, there are like multiple movies that are like not even the same title that tie into it, apparently.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't quote you exactly, but it's a whole series.
That's fucking awesome.
It's like a whole world.
A movie that I hated, like we're talking about repeat watches. Ex Machina or Ex Machina, however you want to.
Okay. I've heard that a bunch, but I don't know the movie.
It's such a good movie, but once you figure out what the robot is doing all along, you're like, once you, it's worth watching. Like it's a great movie first watch, but as soon as that cat's out of the bag, you're just like, okay, it's still a good movie because the acting's great. The sense of claustrophobia, because like once they land at this guy's like mansion, it's only in the mansion. They don't do any more outdoor shots.
Okay.
So you start to get a feeling of claustrophobia.
Okay.
That and have you seen Westworld?
No.
So there's a lot going to Westworld that you don't figure out until I think the end of the first season.
Okay.
And it completely literally the last 10 minutes of the first season redefines your understanding of the entire first season.
Okay.
So literally it's like, oh shit, now I need to rewatch all of this again to understand.
So that's got rewatch value then.
Yeah. Because it not only does it have rewatch value, but also it reestablishes scenes that you thought you understood at first.
Yeah.
And you realize like, okay, there's something really just disjointed in here that I didn't even know was disjointed. I thought this was going on, and really a bunch of things are going on.
Oh, yeah, I love writing like that.
Dude, it's so good. The first season and the second season are really good. And then, because Westworld is in the future. I forget how far into the future, but basically, Red Dead Redemption is like an actual like place you can show up to, and like all the characters are robots, and then you just walk around. You can fucking shoot, like basically do Red Dead shit. Just shoot everything, kill everything, and then the next day, like the robots are back for the next person.
Oh, weird.
But the concept that they have running through, you don't even know what the fuck's going on until that last 10 minutes. You're like, I have to immediately rewatch all of this.
Yeah, okay.
It's
I get that.
Fucking good. But the third season, I hope that the fourth season makes up for the third season or gives it context. Because it leaves the amusement park.
It gets a little more removed and its own thing.
Well, what was great was it was a 1800s like cowboy western with like, because they'll be like, oh, let me move this brick here, and it'd be like a fucking like Star Trek level like control here. The thing is, they left the amusement park. They leave that, and it's their modern day. So you went from like a cool western, which had like technology, to like the fucking Jetsons. I'm like, I didn't go to Westworld's show to watch the Jetsons kind of thing, where everything's just like super, futuristic and stuff. So, worth a watch.
Right on.
Alrighty, our sixth question, our bonus question.
All right.
Would you rather everyone talks to you or talks in front of you, as if you're not even there? So basically, our childhoods, or my childhood, or your roommates host nightly orgies in your studio apartment.
In my studio apartment.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I mean, do I get to talk to people too? Like, I kind of need a social interaction.
I mean, yeah. Like it's happening in your studio apartment. So if you choose to interact that one night, or
I mean, well, no, but like if they talk about me like I'm not there, is it always,
that part of
like,
it?
Yeah. Like, do I get to have a conversation like this, or do you just like, damn that George? I wish he could come to the podcast.
That's a good question.
Yeah, because like that, like if I'm not getting the like that's a human need, you know.
Yeah.
You need to talk to people. We're a
everyone.
communal species, and everyone's gonna talk like you're not there. That's a big sacrifice. Or I get to have my own mattress, right? In the orgy.
Yep.
Like I could be like, no one on here, please.
Please do not touch my stuff.
Please. It's like nothing under my bed, please.
So the question is, with the everyone, talking as if you're not there, is it they talk shit?
I mean, I'm
as
sure
if you're not
sometimes,
there? Like,
yeah, because I'm sure sometimes they're like, hey, he's kind of a dweeb. Or like, keep it to nice words.
There's no nice words on the podcast.
There's no nice words, and I mean, like, yeah. I hope he doesn't blow up the place.
A dude has active shooter written all over him.
Yeah, he's like, I just hope he doesn't snap again. It's like, now it's COVID, times are tense,
That was a cool thing about COVID, was we didn't have too many active shooters until
there weren't many places to shoot.
Exactly. There's no was it target-rich environments. There wasn't too many target-rich environments. That was nice. And then I told a conservative coworker, that I might be wearing like a mask for years to come, because I have not had the flu this year. I have not had a cold this year. I have not been sick in the last 365, minus catching COVID itself in July, which was its own weird-ass experience. But I haven't been sick since then.
Yeah. I don't know what I got back in January time 2020, but
did you lose your taste and smell?
Yeah, kind of. And it felt like I was just losing my ability to breathe.
Might have had COVID.
It might have been that, before anything was actually like set in stone what was going on. That could have been it.
January 2020?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow, that was really early on.
Yeah, December into January. Like, I celebrated New Year's like congested and headache.
See, and that's why I want to wear a mask through the winter, is every time I get fucking sick, it ends up being on my holiday break. Every fucking time.
Yeah, you want to have a good time on your holiday.
Yeah.
You don't want to
I'll just wear a mask.
Honestly, like, there was a point where like it was like cold and blistering wind, and I just put my mask up and my mouth wasn't covered.
That's what I do love about that, is even when I'm not around people, it does keep your face warm.
Yeah, so there is that. It's hard to argue with that one.
Man. Alrighty. Well,
What about scarves?
see, I wear scarves normally. I was in a really bad car accident when I was in Germany, and I wasn't evaluated for whiplash. Wasn't evaluated for concussion, like any of that stuff. And the winter that happened late September. Yeah, it was literally September 31st going into October 1st. I think the accident was actually October 1st.
Okay.
That winter I was starting to get really bad like neck spasms. And like I don't know if you ever had a neck spasm, but like basically your neck's locked into whatever weird ass position. Like so I was literally just staring at people like, hello. Like,
I mean, my neck's a little hurt. I listened to some heavy metal or something a few weeks ago, and my neck's just been kind of messed up for a bit.
but has it like locked into place though?
It's not locked into place. It just hurts to look past this and past this for now.
Gotcha. But what I found out though with my neck spasm was it does it in cold weather. So now anytime like that scarf,
That's just for life now?
that's basically a fact of life for me for the rest of my
Jeez.
life. What I noticed was if I'm mildly dehydrated and it's cold outside and like I have cold on my neck, the likelihood of it happening like increase. I haven't had a neck spasm in several years.
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, that shit sucked.
That's a bugger.
Because like my neck spasms were lasting like a week to 10 days.
Jeez.
Yeah, so like driving, like looking behind myself, I had to like it fucking sucks so bad. So that's why I'm always wearing scarves though, like around the back of my neck and everything. Like that colorful ass scarf that I was wearing for those couple mics there. It's just I didn't want to have a fucking neck spasm.
Fair enough.
Fucking sucks, dude.
I mean, at least it looks nice. Fits your style
It
of the
does.
jacket.
Yeah, I try to get a little color pop there. I've been wearing black my entire fucking life. So.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I like color now and then.
Hell yeah, man.
I mean,
So,
even though
actually
this is Sonic, it's still a black shirt.
got colorful socks on today too. So.
Mine are mostly black. So
There you go.
it's
Alrighty, man. I think we're gonna jump off of this. We're gonna record the Bomb podcast, and then
Cool.
I'm gonna spend some time with my family.
Sounds
So,
great.
It was great seeing you, George. This is your third episode of the
Yeah,
Dams. I think your
so-
second episode of the Bomb's coming up here. Right?
Yep, that's what it is. So stay tuned, folks. It's delicious.
It's gonna be a long one. Alrighty, guys. We will see you next week. Toodles.